Hey, folks, try this again from the beginning. So, we've heard a lot of stuff recently and over the last couple of years about universal background checks that the Democrats are pushing real hard. So, we know how the Democrats really feel about this. They want everybody to have some elaborate form of background check to even look at a gun, honestly. They would like you to have a background check before you even pick up a gun and look at it at a gun shop, regardless. But let's get on the Republican side. So the Republicans support somewhat of a background check. Well, if this person's got a felony, maybe they shouldn't have a firearm. And the NRA has backed this for many, many years since it all started. I'm like this, folks. Now, if a person's done their time and done paid restitution and they're out of prison on the street, then they should have all their firearm rights back and voting rights and everything. If you deem a person as too dangerous to buy a gun, then they probably should still be in prison. I mean, honestly. But that's the problem, right? And when you get down in the weeds about this, it's targeted at certain demographics, right? Because, how many felons in Virginia are walking around because they got convicted of a grand larceny charge 15 years ago that was valued at over $200. I could probably tell you a couple $100,000 more than likely. Now the threshold is $500 or $1,000, whatever. So what they did 15 years ago wouldn't even be considered a crime today. Not to mention, if you go like North Carolina, it's $1,500 for the threshold before it's considered a felony. Okay? So once that goes into a system and you get convicted of a felony in one state, it goes into the federal system. So now you're a convicted felon in all 50 states. And the only thing the federal government says on a felony is any prison sentence that can imprison you for more than 12 months. Then you're considered a felon in the federal system. Most states do have a way for you to get your rights reinstated. But here's the thing nobody's pushed the federal government about. There's actually a law on the books that allows the ATF to get rid of political disabilities from things like this after your time is served. Since 1993, since Clinton was in office, Congress has refused to fund the ATF where they can do this anymore. Now, let's not forget, we had, during Trump's administration from 2016 to 2018, they had control of the House, the Senate, and the executive branch, okay? They could have done this. Now, that system that the feds got in place actually allows a federal background check on somebody to say, hey, they've done their time, it's been more than 5 years, they haven't been in any more trouble, they can have their gun rights reinstated, okay? They aren't even funded to do it anymore. Nobody even talks about this. And I'm talking about there's not even a Republican senator or libertarian congressman that's even brought it to the floor, except, I will tell you, Buck. Congressman Buck brought it to the floor and he had somebody, Congress voted to talk about it, but nothing else ever got done about it. The libertarians and myself care about gun rights, okay? End of story. We could talk about repealing a bunch of federal laws and all that at some point in time, but on a state level, we need to get rid of these unjust gun restrictions, firearm restrictions, gun, whatever you want to call them. The point is, they keep taking a little piece, a little piece, a little piece, a little piece. My grandfather was able to go into a Western Union hardware store and buy an M1 Garand out of a 55-gallon drum at the register without doing any kind of background check, and nobody ever said anything. When I was a kid, we could buy SKSs and AKs and M1 Garands for $99 at Walmart. Now, look at the crap you have to go through. I don't want to take too much time on Saturday, get holiday weekend. Y'all enjoy yourself. I'll probably do another one sometime this weekend, so tune in. Let's keep up the fight, folks. Talk to you later.